Good evening, everybody, and here we are back again, less than 24 hours away from the start of our Eleuthera Junkanoo Festival 2019. This is the fourth year of our season, and as some of you may be aware, and those who are not aware, my name is Demetrius Johnson. I am the chairman of the Governor's Harbour Cultural and Community Organization, acronym GHCCO, who hosts the BTC Eleuthera Junkanoo Festival, and I have my vice chairman next to me, and I'll allow her to introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Anishka Fernanda George, and I am the Vice Chairman for the Governor's Harbour Cultural and Community Organization. Also, I am PR and Marketing.
Thank you all for joining us tonight, and I know it's all heating up all over in the chats, all over social media. Everybody's talking about what's going to happen this year in the Eleuthera Junkanoo Festival. Well, we are excited, and I'm sure you will all be in store for a great treat for all the groups coming out, prepared to give us the best show. This year, as you know, we are on the majority rule holiday this year, which starts on the 10th of January. So our festival begins tomorrow at 7 p.m. with an official opening ceremony, but our stalls will be open at 12 noon. So you can come on out and get your eat and your drink on early in the day as you gear up and get ready for the start of the festival on Thursday, the 10th of January. And of course, we will progress from Friday, Saturday, which will be the major day for the parade, and into Sunday. I will allow Ms. George to give us some update as to what our lineup is looking like.
Good evening again. Thursday will be our opening night, which will be our spiritual and cultural awakening. We will have performers, gospel performers. We will also have cultural acts. So do come out. The service begins at 7 p.m. On Friday will be our Bahamian night, as usual. We will have a fashion show, a Junkanoo fashion show by Miss Verda. We will have a performer, a local artist. I'm not going to say the name, but come out and be surprised. And throughout the night, we'll have different Bahamian treats for you. On Saturday night will be our Junkanoo Showdown. So come out and be enthralled by all the groups and all that they have to offer. On Sunday night, we will move into our closing night, which will be our award ceremony and our prize giving ceremony. And we will end that with a communal rush, and looking forward to what's going to happen next year.
I know a lot of people have been calling and asking, thank you, Ms. George, about the pricing and the cost of things.
Yes.
We have a 4-day festival. The Thursday is absolutely free, and so is the Sunday. Of course, on our Bahamian night on Friday, we have a small fee of $3 for adults at the gate and $1 for children. And at the parade night, as we know, we have our big, spectacular VIP section,
yes,
which will be full of prizes and surprises. I believe it'll be bigger and better than it ever was. And VIP tickets run for $45. We have general seating at $25. Standing for adults will be $10, and kids will be $5 on the night. So come on out, bring out your money, and be prepared for us to all participate in this great event that we have. Like I said, 4 years running, and we're only getting stronger. So we ask the public to come out, and you can be, if you can't be here, you can stream, you can see us live on Facebook, and of course we will have Cable Bahamas will be here broadcasting live. So for those who may not be able to get out of bed, if it get a little cool, you'll be able to sit down and watch the show. But there's so much more we have installed for you this year, and so just don't sit home and wait for the Saturday. We invite you to come out and experience the full 4 days of the festival to give you a true appreciation of it. And I think the Thursday night, tomorrow night, is going to be a very important departure point for us, because we have some good things in store about the significance of the majority rule holiday. And it's just not a day, just another day off in the country, and why it is important that we're celebrating that. So we didn't just select this day simply because it was a holiday. There's a great significance about it, and it's important to our country.
You talked about the live stream or the live coverage. Will Cable 12 be covering every night or just Saturday night?
Well, Cable 12 will be here on the ground from Friday evening, but the coverage for the parade will be only on Saturday. Sorry, and we have, of course, we have streaming with us. We have Mr. Candid himself from Candid Media. He will be out there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And Sunday. So giving us a full show so everybody can be locked in all around the world, expecting to see all of the great things we have, from the food to the activity, and of course to the Junkanoo. And I tell you, that VIP section, we got the red carpet treatment coming out for the tourists on the Friday night. We'll be out there taking our shots and letting people know here is where it's happening in Governor's Harbour, Eleuthera, Bahamas, on the Junkanoo Boulevard.
The big question that everyone's asking on Facebook, You know, Harbor Island, the Barracks Hilltop Warriors gave a press conference where they informed the public that they will not be participating this parade 2019. So, and they express challenges with their transport being a bit costly for them. So the public wants to know, why didn't the committee or the sponsors provide assistance for the group to be able to be transported for the parade?
Well, we see the talk that's been out there, and yes, the Barracks Hill Warriors made contact with us, and they are saying that they were having some financial challenges about getting the transport here. And as we just need to make sure we clear up something, I think maybe it was a minor miscommunication. We were in communication with the group there, Mr. Jamal Chippy Brown and Robert Griffin, Captain Bob, and we did offer assistance with some of their trucking. Take into account, we know it's a financial toll for every group to be able to participate in parades. And we just wanted to sensitize everybody at the last meeting. We had to let them know, hey, there's not a whole bunch of financing that we have in store, even for our sponsor. But any way that we could assist, we tried to assist. And unfortunately, I'm thinking the challenges that they face probably were a little bigger than what they initially planned for. And the level of assistance, additional assistance that we were able to provide, apparently it still wasn't enough to cover what they needed to cover. But they will be sorely missed, because we really were anticipating the champs being back here. A lot of the other groups had stepped their games up even higher and was anticipating taking that trophy away. But we look forward to seeing them next year and all the years to come. One of the things I think we often need to remember as group leaders, we have to be very much better at planning financially and forecasting what it's going to cost from the beginning of the year. This is now the 4th season, and so between now and then, I think there ought to be some type of yardstick for measurement for all of the groups to know exactly what they'll be up against financially. And every year, the groups are continuing to grow and to get bigger. And in so doing, you need to be able to prepare for those things financially to be able to say, this is what we're going to do. So I think resource management is going to be key for everybody going forward, to understand from transportation costs to all the logistical things to getting your people here. And I know Harbor Island is a little different situation because they have to cross the water and then come from 3 Island down to Governors. And so we have an appreciation for all that they have to go through to get here and to be a part of this parade. But from a sponsor standpoint, all of the groups were provided the same level of support for the sponsorship every year until through the term of the contract. So again, the committee did extend an offer to assist. Maybe it wasn't in the full capacity they were expecting, but again, because of the level of financing that we're requesting, we were only able to offer maybe a third of the assistance that they were asking for. This is in addition to what has already been provided, and it still seems that that wasn't going to be enough to help them to come across. So that really is the response to what has happened there. But Harbor Island Barracks Hill Warriors, we thank you for being here and being a part of this for the last 2 years. And even though you're unable to be here this year, we will miss you on this parade. And we hope that even though you can't participate because of the financial strain, we ask that you still come on down and support the parade. And prayerfully between now and next year this time, you'll be in better position to be able to do more and have you participate again.
Okay, 2 questions. Could you name the other groups that are participating this year? And also on social media, there's been controversy about other groups wanting to participate but weren't allowed to. Could you explain why those groups weren't allowed to participate this year?
The 4 participating groups in the BTC Eleuthera Junkanoo Festival, namely Rock Sound, New Vision, Savannah Sound, Lucayans, Top and Bay, Unity Builders, Governors Harbor, Harbor Boys, and Harbor Island Barracks Hill Warriors. They are participants in this parade solely under contract. And until the contract has ended, there can be no other participants just by writing in, because they are under contract until the contract has expired. Now, it's not that we don't want any other groups to come in. We want all the groups to come in from the north and the south, because we want it to be an all Eleuthera thing. But Until that contract has expired, there can be no other participants per se. 2020 is the end of the contract, but we encourage them to continue to build the enthusiasm and wanting to participate in this parade. We want it to be even bigger, encompass the whole of Eleuthera.
You said the contract ends 2020, so does that mean that groups that want to participate can participate in the 2020 Junkanoo Festival, or they'll have to participate in 2021?
They'll be able to participate in the 2021 Eleuthera Junkanoo Festival. So don't be discouraged, keep your spirits up, and we're looking forward to have you.
Because remember now, there was a 4-year contract with the 5 groups that are participating. And we've asked each of the groups early on to write in to request official permission to join the parade. And because through our sponsor we are under contract, we just can't award them the opportunity to join, because in joining then you have to sign a contract. The funding that comes as a part of the contract is all associated with that. And so where we are with our sponsor right now, like I said, the contract expires in 2020. But we encourage all groups to still, if you are interested for 2020, write in to the organization, GHCCO, requesting permission to join, and we can make an effort to go to the sponsor to see if they be willing to extend the opportunity for them to join for 2020. Perhaps they may not have to wait until 2021, but that's not a decision we can make solely, because we are partnering with BTC and they have to be a part of the communication to get a confirmed response to allow them to join and still be able to receive the same level of funding as the current 5 groups we have participating. So it's not just a one-time decision for us to make. We would have to consult our sponsor to ensure that we are in line with the same things.
Your answer just brought up another question. I don't know if you're able to answer it, or if you'll be willing to answer it, but you mentioned the 5 groups are under contract. So if the 5 groups are under contract and one of the groups who is under contract is not coming or not participating, how does that work if they are under contract? 'Cause, I mean, I saw comments on Facebook concerning the Barracks Hill Warriors being under contract, and if they would be in breach of contract by not coming.
Well, as we said earlier, we understand the financial constraints that our culture of Junkanoo can bring. And there are all kind of cries on social media talking about the funds and what's going to happen and how it's going to flow and all the other things. That decision we will discuss with the sponsor in concert with the Barracks Hill Warriors. But at this time, it is not an issue where we're saying to them, you have to do this or you have to do that. We will allow that to play out at the end of the festival, and we'll have an opportunity to sit and discuss that with them going forward. And so you can kill all the rumors and all of the chatter about what's going to happen with the funding, where it went, the committee said give it back. None of that stuff has been in any conversation, all right? And it is not our intention to create that kind of environment. Junkanoo is expensive. And when we look at, as we said, because of how Harbor Island has to travel, their expenses are real. At the end of the day, we understand what they may be up against in many ways. But when the time comes, we will be able to give a response, perhaps after this festival over the weekend, to say, this is where we are, this is what needs to happen going forward. But as of right now, the funds that they have, they're contracted directly through BTC. We are working along with them, and the funding stays with them.
Okay, thanks. I think my last question will be judging. Are you able to give the names of the judges for this year's parade?
I am able to give the names of the judges for this year's parade. However, I'm not going to. I will definitely outline, and I'm sure she's going to ask me why I did it, but we have a chief judge that is a sister or daughter of this soil. She's a part of the judging team that operates with the big boys down in Nassau, and she will be leading the team again this year. We added an additional 3 judges, so we will have 9 total judges, and we're including penalty judging as well this year, which is something we didn't do so heavy in the last 3 years. As we always know, there will always be issues where people are saying they didn't think something was right, something was fair, but we always try to, at the end of every festival, we give all of the groups the night of the prize and award ceremony. They all get copies of the scores for all of the groups, so they can be able to go back to their towns and take an opportunity to go through the scores. Bottom line is, everybody wants to win. but there can be only one. And so we're just encouraging everybody, bring your best show on the road, and the judges will sort it out. Everybody, I'm sure, in their hearts and with the hard work that they've been putting in, that they are the best, they have the best, and no one will tell them otherwise. The fact still remains, there can only be one winner. But rest assured, we had an opportunity. I know there was also a concern about prize money. We was able to scrounge around, I say scrounge around lightly, but we were able to seek some additional assistance to try to increase the prize money. And we had an opportunity to do that by the sum of some $1,500, with first prize being $4,000, second prize $3,000, third prize $2,500, and fourth prize would be $2,000. And then we have trophies for all of the categories from first to third for the 5 categories that will be judged. Okay, and of course it comes with the floating trophy, which and an overall trophies for each and every one of the groups that are participating. So we made a concerted effort to step outside of the box a little further and to add some more value to some of the things. We understand that it still may not be to where we would like it to be. Ideally, we would like first prize to be a minimum of $20,000, and we're hoping within the next year to 2 years we can look forward to having that. Possibly with a purse looking at about a total prize offering cash of about $50,000. That is our initial projection and have to grow beyond there. But we're going to be leaning on other private sponsors, other people who may have expressed interest, and we want to reach out to the Youth Sports and Culture Department so they can be recognized and say, this is what we are doing here on Eleuthera. And what we're trying to do is not to take away from any other thing, but we're trying to showcase what Eleuthera has to offer from one end of the island to the next. And so, as I said earlier, we're not closing out the opportunity for any other group. Even if there's one in Bannerman Town and Greencastle or any place else who decides to participate, we're saying, let's give Eleuthera the recognition that it deserves through our culture of Junkanoo. That's why we say it's an Eleuthera Junkanoo Festival. Even though it's held here in Governor's Harbor, we are the host committee. At the end of the day, we want all of what we have to offer on the island to be fully represented there. And it ought not to be in conflict with any other concert, any other parade, anything else that's taking place. Our goal is to fully represent Eleuthera in a positive way. Yeah. With that wrapped up, Ms. George, I want to thank you for taking the time to be here with me this morning, and Mr. Candid himself. It is always a pleasure to sit and to be a part of this, and I just wish to thank you and your team for giving us the local and international access by way of social media and otherwise. I want you to know it's really making a big difference, and we thank you for taking the time and putting in the extra effort to make this happen. It's always good to know we have our own people in town that can do these type of things, and to be able to take the product we're trying to build and the brand we're trying to build to the world to say, this is who we are, this is what we have to offer. But remember, as always, we want to use this culture of Junkanoo to reach our youth. Youth empowerment is at the core of what we're trying to do here. The competition is great, but remember our slogan, it's beyond the parade. So that is why we said we don't just call this a parade, it's an Eleuthera Junkanoo Festival. And we need to showcase who we are, showcase our culture, showcase our talent, and be able to see our young people and give them the support that they need to help this culture to live on and to grow. And if we don't operate in that way, there's a good chance that we begin to lose a lot of what we have. And we don't want that to take place. And so Eleuthera is here, we are on the move, and we're asking all that on the sound of our voices to come on down, come on out. There's boats, there's planes. If you gotta come here, and the best way you can, the safest way you can't miss it. Yeah. Come on down here, participate, and enjoy all we have to offer. In the end, this is the island of freedom. Come on over, be free, relax, and enjoy this festival, Eleuthera Junkanoo Festival 2019, Season 4. Stay tuned for the best that's yet to come beyond this.